Welcome to Beyond the Smile, the podcast where we dive deep into dental health, nutrition, and everything that makes life more beautiful.
All right, let's dive into this deep dive all about holiday sweets and how to, keep our teeth healthy. Because as much as we love all those treats this time of year, they can be a bit of a danger zone for our smiles. So we've got some great info from the experts at Prime Dental Group, plus some extra tips from articles on, holiday dental care.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is. It's that time of year. So our mission, how can we enjoy all those festive goodies, keep that holiday cheer, but also keep our smiles bright and healthy?
I think that's a mission we can all get behind. And it really all starts with understanding what's happening in our mouths when we indulge. What's actually happening when we eat all that sugary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're so focused on the deliciousness, right? We don't always think about the chain reaction going on in there.
Right. It's kind of like think of your mouth as a microscopic ecosystem.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so when we introduce sugar, it's like this big disruption to the balance.
Yeah.
And the bacteria that naturally live in our mouths, we all have them, they kind of see this sugar as like a feast.
Oh, no.
We're like, party time.
Right.
And so as they're breaking down all this sugar, they produce acid as a byproduct.
So it's like those holiday cookies, all that sugar, it's kind of like triggering an acid attack on our teeth.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's a great way to put it. And that acid is the culprit behind enamel erosion, that protective layer of our teeth. And when you think about all the constant snacking that goes on during the holidays, all those parties, all those gatherings, all that delicious food.
Yeah. It's like a constant, buffet.
It's a prolonged acid bath for our teeth, just constant wear and tear.
Okay, that's kind of a scary thought. So are we destined for a holiday season of sugar-free sadness? Is that the only way to protect our teeth?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
It's not about deprivation. It's about making smart choices. We can still enjoy those treats. It's just about being equipped with a few strategies.
Okay, give us the good stuff. What are some of those smart choices that won't make our dentists cringe?
All right, well, let's start with a surprising one, dark chocolate.
Why dark chocolate?
Yeah, dark chocolate. It's a bit of unlike milk chocolate or white chocolate, dark chocolate has these things called tannins, and tannins can actually inhibit bacterial growth.
So dark chocolate's good for our teeth. That's a holiday surprise I can get behind.
It is. Moderation, of course, is key, like with anything. But yeah, choosing dark chocolate over other types of chocolate is a much better choice for your teeth. Another good tip is to try to incorporate some crunchy fruits and veggies into the mix.
So instead of all those candy canes, we're going for carrot sticks.
Exactly. Think apples, carrots, celery. They're like nature's toothbrushes. They actually scrub away plaque and they help to stimulate saliva production.
Okay, that's not a bad swap. I can get behind that, especially after, all those softer, sugary treats. What else can we add to our holiday snack arsenal?
Nuts and cheese are excellent choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, almonds are packed with calcium, and calcium is really important for strong teeth. And cheese, especially cheddar, helps to neutralize those harmful acids we were talking about earlier.
Nice.
Plus, it stimulates saliva production, which, like we said, helps wash away food particles and keep the pH balance in your mouth in check.
Okay, you're speaking my language now. Nuts and cheese platters, those are already a holiday staple. But knowing they're actually doing good things for my teeth makes them even better.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got those crunchy fruits and veggies. We've got the nuts and cheese platters. What else?
Here's a really simple one. Just always have water on hand.
Water.
Yeah, water. So after you indulge, rinse your mouth out with some water just to help wash away those sugary remnants.
So simple, but probably so effective.
Yeah, it's a little thing, but it can make a big difference.
Water to the rescue. It really is like the unsung hero of dental health, I think.
All right, so we've got our smart snacking strategies down, but what about when it comes to those classic holiday recipes? Can we give those a dental-friendly makeover without, losing all the flavor?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
One of the key takeaways from all of the stuff that we've been reading is swapping out refined sugar for natural sweeteners.
Okay.
So honey, for example. Honey not only provides sweetness, but it also has antibacterial properties.
Wait, honey fights bacteria too? So we could swap out sugar for honey and gingerbread cookies?
You absolutely could. And dates and maple syrup are also great alternatives. Now, they are still sugars, so moderation is key, but they do have additional nutrients, and they're definitely gentler on your teeth than refined white sugar.
Okay, this is kind of revolutionary. I'm already picturing like a healthier gingerbread house.
Mm.
The sources also mention something called xylitol. What is that all about? Yeah, xylitol is really interesting. It's a natural sweetener that not only reduces sugar intake, but also actively fights cavity-causing bacteria. So instead of feeding the bacteria, it actually kind of starves them, preventing them from producing the acid that damages our teeth.
So xylitol is like our secret weapon.
Exactly. It's a secret weapon for our smiles.
I like it. Where can we find this like magical ingredient?
You can find it in some sugar-free gums, some candies, and you can even find it as a granulated sweetener that you can use in baking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can use it just like you would regular sugar.
All right. So we've got our smart snack choices.
Yeah.
We've got our dental-friendly baking swaps. And we've got our secret weapon, xylitol.
Sounds like we're well equipped.
I think we are. But
Yeah.
what about, when we're traveling?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
All those holiday parties, all those like on-the-go snacks. It can be tough to keep up with that routine.
Yeah, consistency is key, even when you're not at home. So packing a travel-sized dental kit is essential.
Okay, it's like a mini survival kit for our teeth.
Exactly.
Okay, so travel kit, check. What else?
Well, brushing and flossing, those are still super important.
Yeah, of course.
But if you can't brush right away after a sugary treat, even just rinsing your mouth with water or chewing some sugar-free gum can help neutralize those acids.
So water and sugar-free gum are our trusty sidekicks.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Think of it as like a quick refresh for your mouth.
I like it. All right, so we're armed with our travel kits. We've got all this new knowledge, but let's be real. Those holiday treats, they can be really tempting. What happens after we indulge? Is there any hope for our teeth?
There's always hope. The key is to have a good post-indulgence plan. So a consistent dental care routine, brushing, flossing, and using fluoride mouthwash. Those are your 3 steps, your 3-step defense.
Okay, so those are non-negotiable after a sugar splurge.
Absolutely. It's like hitting the reset button. You're neutralizing that acid attack, getting rid of those lingering food particles, and giving your mouth a fighting chance against those bacteria.
Brushing, flossing, mouthwash, the holy trinity. It's like giving our mouth a spa treatment after a sugar party.
Right.
I love that. This is all such good information.
Yeah.
I'm feeling way more prepared to navigate the holidays, without sacrificing my sweet tooth and without, sacrificing my dental health.
Me too.
But before we move on to the next part of this deep dive, what are your thoughts on all of this so far?
Well, I think what's fascinating is that it's not just about, avoiding sweets altogether. It's about understanding why we make the choices we make and then, making adjustments.
Yeah, that makes
Like, for example, a lot of times we associate holidays with specific flavors, specific textures,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that like creamy melt in your mouth goodness of a pecan pie or the satisfying crunch of a candy cane. It's all part of the experience, right?
Exactly. And the good news is that we can recreate those sensations with healthier options. We've talked about swapping out sugar for natural sweeteners when we're baking, but we can also be a little bit more creative with how we eat treats.
Okay, so how we eat matters as much as what we eat.
Yeah. Think about it this way. If you have like a piece of your favorite holiday candy, you could pop the whole thing in your mouth and let it dissolve slowly.
Right, and that sugar's just sitting on your teeth.
Yeah, it's exposing your teeth to sugar for a longer period of time. Or you could take smaller bites, chew quickly, and swallow.
Oh, okay.
And that minimizes the amount of time that the sugar's actually in contact with your teeth.
That's such a good point. Like we're strategically limiting that exposure.
Exactly. And like we talked about earlier, if you can't brush right away, rinse with water, chew some sugar-free gum, it can help neutralize those acids.
Water and sugar-free gum, they're coming in clutch.
They are.
Okay, so it seems like there are all these different ways that we can enjoy our favorite holiday treats while still being mindful of, our dental health.
Yeah, and remember, we're not aiming for perfection. We're all human. It's about finding that balance that works for you. The holidays are a time to enjoy yourself. We shouldn't stress about it too much, but we can enjoy ourselves and still take care of our teeth.
That's really good advice. Okay, so this deep dive has been so insightful. I'm feeling much more prepared to handle that holiday sugar rush without ending up with a mouthful of cavities.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, some of those like classic traditional treats are just so tempting. Is there anything that we can do to make them a little bit less, a little less harmful?
There are actually some really interesting tips in the sources about modifying those classic recipes, boosting the nutritional value, and minimizing the sugar impact.
All right, let's unlock those recipe hacks. So we're talking recipe hacks. How can we make those holiday classics a little bit healthier without, losing all that deliciousness?
Well, let's start with cookies because everybody loves cookies during the holidays.
Everybody loves cookies.
So instead of using just regular all-purpose flour, white flour, try incorporating some whole grains like oat flour or even almond flour.
Okay.
They add a lot of fiber and nutrients, so you're getting a little bit of extra goodness in there.
So we're kind of sneaking in some healthy stuff without sacrificing the taste.
Exactly. And instead of loading up on sugary frosting, you could do like a dollop of Greek yogurt or a sprinkle of chopped nuts.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It adds flavor, adds some texture, keeps the sugar in check.
Brilliant. I love those swaps.
Yeah.
And what about other holiday favorites? Like, are there ways to kind of tweak those too?
Absolutely. Think about adding some fresh fruit.
Fruit?
Yeah. Berries, apples, pears, they all bring in natural sweetness and they give you that little burst of flavor. You can even use unsweetened applesauce to replace some of the oil or butter in your recipes.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, so we're turning our holiday treats into, like, secret health foods?
In a way, yeah.
I like it. Now, what about xylitol? We were talking about that before. How can we use that to, like, make our holiday baking even more tooth-friendly?
Xylitol is pretty amazing. It's a natural sweetener, like we said, but it actually fights the bacteria that cause cavities.
Okay.
So unlike sugar, which feeds those bad bacteria, xylitol starves them. It prevents them from producing that acid that harms our teeth.
So it's like we're, like, fighting back against the sugar bugs.
Exactly. We're flipping the script.
I love it.
And the best part is it tastes just like sugar.
Right.
Yeah, you can find it in like granulated form for baking.
Okay.
It's in some sugar-free gums and candies too. There's actually a study in the Journal of the American Dental Association that found that chewing xylitol gum after meals can reduce the risk of cavities by up to 80%.
80%, that's huge.
It is. It's pretty incredible.
I'm picturing like a xylitol-sweetened gingerbread house.
That's the way to do it.
No guilt. Good for my teeth. Okay, so we've got xylitol, we've got all these other great swaps and strategies. I'm feeling pretty good about navigating, all the holiday goodies without, sacrificing my teeth.
Me too.
But let's be real. Those moments of weakness, they happen.
They do.
What do we do when we just can't resist that extra slice of pie or that, handful of holiday chocolates? We're only human.
Well, I think, first of all, it's important to acknowledge that those moments are going to happen.
Yeah.
We're all human. It's part of enjoying the holidays. It's not about being perfect. It's about having a plan for, damage control.
Okay, I like that.
Last year I was at a holiday party and I went a little crazy at the dessert table.
Oh, I feel you. Last year, I tried to build a gingerbread house out of leftover Halloween candy.
Oh, no.
It didn't end well.
So what's the best way to get back on track after a sugar slip-up?
Well, the sources really emphasize the importance of that post-treat routine.
Right.
Brushing, flossing, and using that fluoride mouthwash. That's our three-step defense. Right. So we're basically giving our mouths a really good cleaning after that sugar party. But what if we can't brush right away? Like, what if we're out and about?
That's when those travel-sized dental kits come in handy. Keep one in your purse, your backpack. You're always prepared. And even if you don't have a toothbrush, rinsing with water can help.
Water to the rescue again. It really is the MVP.
It is. And even if you slip up a couple times, don't give up on the healthy habits altogether. Just get back on track at your next meal or snack.
Consistency is key.
Exactly.
This is great advice. It's reassuring to know that we don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's about making those mindful choices and having a plan for those, moments of indulgence.
Yeah, the holidays are meant to be enjoyed, We can do that while still taking care of our teeth. It's about making conscious choices.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of travel, one of the sources we looked at actually had some specific tips for, keeping up with good oral hygiene while we're on the go.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, let's dive into those travel tips, and then we can wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts. Okay, so travel tips for, keeping those pearly whites sparkling, even when we're on the go. What did the source have to say?
Well, one of the things I highlighted was packing a variety of dental hygiene tools.
Okay.
So, obviously your toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss, those are essentials.
The basics.
But they also suggested things like a tongue scraper, to get rid of that bacteria buildup on your tongue.
Yeah.
And those little inner dental brushes.
Oh, yeah.
To clean those hard-to-reach spots between your teeth.
Yeah, those interdental brushes are kind of like the unsung heroes of dental care. I feel like they don't get enough credit.
They really don't. They make such a difference, especially with like all the, sticky, chewy stuff we eat during the holidays.
Absolutely.
The source also talked about being prepared for those like unexpected sweet encounters.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
You never know, when you're traveling, when someone might offer you a tempting treat. So having some sugar-free gum or xylitol mints on hand can help satisfy those cravings.
Why?
Plus, it stimulates saliva production and helps neutralize acids, so it's a win-win.
It's like a little dental first aid kit.
Exactly.
I like it.
What else? Oh, one thing that I thought was really interesting was being mindful of the water you're using to brush your teeth.
Oh, okay.
So if you're traveling somewhere where the water quality is not so great, they recommend using bottled water instead of tap water.
Oh, that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
It's easy to forget about those little things, but they can make a big difference.
They really can.
Especially if you're using fluoride toothpaste.
Okay, great tips. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about, the science of sugar in our teeth. We've discovered xylitol. We've got our travel essentials down.
Yeah, we're pretty well equipped.
I'm feeling pretty confident about, navigating those holiday treats without ending up with a mouthful of cavities.
Me too. And remember, this isn't just about surviving the holidays. It's about, building those healthy habits that we can take with us into the new year.
Right, it's a lifestyle.
Exactly. Smart choices, mindful eating, consistent dental care. Those are all important, not just during the holidays, but year-round.
Yeah, building that foundation for a lifetime of healthy smiles.
Exactly.
Well, before we wrap things up, maybe we can leave our listener with a little challenge, something to put all this new knowledge into action.
I love that. What if we asked our listeners to pick one holiday treat they really love and think about how they could healthify it using all the stuff we've talked about today?
Ooh, I like that.
So maybe it's swapping sugar for xylitol in their grandma's famous cookie recipe, or adding some fresh fruit to their favorite pie.
Yeah, it's all about those little swaps, those little tweaks.
Exactly.
Those little impactful steps.
Small changes can make a big difference.
They really can. So to our listeners out there, we want to hear from you. What holiday treat are you going to give a dental-friendly makeover this year? Share your creative swaps. Share your healthy hacks. We want to know all about it.
And remember, this is just the start of your journey toward a healthier, happier smile.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those smiles sparkling.
That's a great way to put it.
Well, that wraps up this delicious deep dive. We hope you're feeling empowered, to handle those holiday treats. Keep your smiles healthy and still enjoyed all that sweetness the season has to offer.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy snacking and happy holidays.